by council.
If they're ready, if not, they're going to stay here.
Well, it was.
I wish you had something that was easy to change.
Like this thing is a nightmare. So
The
Sony's?
Sony,
Yeah, and I just learned how to do it yesterday. How to change it.
I mastered it now, but forever it drove me crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad about it. I don't.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I'm trying to exit out of here.
15.
No, yeah, there you go. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There. Now, yeah, now you're not in that, because I saw that come up and I was like, well, it's a different.
Thank you. It was fun, but I'm paying for it. I've been so sick since I got back.
You wait for us, right?
Literally drowning.
Yeah, someone was like flirting around our frequency.
So worth it. Sickness and all. Annoying. Eating stuff. Once you get back in sync with right. Oh, I can be better, much better.
I would not be wanting to know those things.
If there is snow, there's drink. That's how you make friends. Turn them to the water first. Yeah. Foreigners. Straight. Don't. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Out of respect.
Who is that?
Castro is complaining about that.
Castro. That's what we have. Do you want to? Do we need him? He's not a candidate. I mean, is there a candidate up there?
Is he speaking
He'll be
for?
probably. My thought would be don't chase the surrogate yet, in case something.
But Castro endorsed
Warren.
Warren. He's going to get his 0.4%.
Yeah, well, if people follow it, that's right. So now you owe me. Fix your radio mic, right? That was, yeah. And there was so much stuff there.
You can barely hear anything. Like, nobody's...
I might do this backwards. I'll look at you, man.
Yeah, hold on.
Give me, I'm just going to do left ear and then keep the other one. Up somewhere. She keeps talking on this side. Non, bah franchement, pas trop. Le remarque, c'est pas la conférence. Non, c'est la sélection. Ouais, je suis nouvelle, j'arrive.
want to just go and...
It's giving up a
Yeah.
decent. I think it just falls in the as a candidate, as a sort of. And at this point, we're not getting him that. He's not going anywhere. I think he'll still be floating around.
What happened? My wife says okay. She thought she gained most.
What's that guy standing on? It's about to get yanked, whatever it is.
That's cool. Blissful ignorance. That's my second name.
Oh,
Blissful ignorance.
Where are you now? You're in Palo Alto. I could have just gone on yours.
Absolutely.
Could have stand up to that. You're 5'10", I'm 5'12". So it's too close.
Jennifer Lopez didn't get
Could have cuts of something just to have.
for her
Not,
dancing on the whole scene. Is that a discrimination against Latin American? That's a good one to start with.
stay here, right here.
That's already impossible to get sound in that position.
Yeah, that's impossible.
That would have to be very violent and kill like 3 to 5 people to squeeze my hand in there like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. When Princess Diana died, and there was this wall, an ocean of flowers at Kensington Palace. A reporter of ours was supposed to ask questions there, but couldn't get through the mass.
Yeah.
So he grabbed a woman in her wheelchair that he had never seen before, grabbed her, shouted, "In the name of the dead princess, give way to the handicapped." The French and British.
Now, Craig, a number of other universities and colleges here in Iowa, there are tons and tons of other people that are excited about the candidacy. And after tonight, I think that many more people are going to decide the caucus on February 3rd. This is a great debate that she had. You can tell that over the last couple of weeks, especially with more and more people that are deciding to support her. It was very telling that today they announced those 40 people that at one time caucused with Republican that have now decided to support her because she's putting it all together, uniting people in the party and also bringing over other people, even independents and Republicans, that we're going to need to defeat Donald Trump on November.
Are you disappointed that immigration didn't come up at all tonight?
Well, look, I had hoped that the moderators would ask questions about immigration, about housing, about police reform. Those things didn't come up, but I was very happy that Elizabeth Warren, in her closing statement, gave voice to some of those concerns. She acknowledged that we didn't get a lot of critical issues that we could have and should have gotten to. It shows that she has a heart and a mind for people that too often get left behind in our country. That's the spirit that she's going to bring to the presidency. I'm very proud of her.
Could she defeat Vice President Biden?
Here you go.
Hi.
1, 2,
Okay,
3.
go.
Where's Alberto?
Here, I'm right here.
Oh.
Let's go.
He's not going to just talk in this.
Hey, Paul.
Talk later. Okay. How you doing? Where are you?
I'm getting it.
Yeah, here.
That's fine.
No, it's fine.
Watch your track, man.
Get behind this guy.
Yeah, right.
The wall. So, sorry, turn that away from me.
I don't know. But like, people start coming in.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Right, so
Like that? Okay.
Oh, is she there? Oh.
Hi there.
Tiger, how's it going? Well, you stopped filming now, have you? Stop filming. Lucky you.
You're going every debate?
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, I've done. Actually, this is 3 or 4. I can't even remember.
Kevin, can you just put your mic camera up?
they have us on.
What's that?
Bob just said they have us on.
All right. Okay.
If she comes out with.
Sorry, Tom. We'll keep... Is that a toy? That probably looks better than this camera. Here she comes. Nope, she's just sitting there. So I just flipped to this mic over there and dipped everything. I mean, it's low, but it's useful.
She's sitting down right
Hmm?
there. She's sitting down right
Yeah. Are they chasing? Are they waiting for Steyer? I mean, we could do that. He's going to be on for a bit, though.
I'm a little concerned that we might dismiss her.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
I mean, on this, you
if
want to just.
he does make a move, I mean, they'll keep him on there for a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. He may go straight. They generally do this bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, this is really the best place to.
Well,
At least initial, just
hopefully someone will ask the question.
just say,
How did that happen?
Was actually Rolf chief of staff the first term.
so they're not just going to stop and volunteer.
Yeah. We have a today actually we couldn't get the pass, so we got it from ABC.
Yeah, interesting.
Where are you going? Do we walk towards her?
Yeah, they're scuffing all over. Is that why you talk so long?
Oh, I see.
Well,
I feel like this is being hit.
It just got happens.
He's coming to. No, he's going to another channel. Just to one of the other channels.
No. Steyer. Oh, Steyer, okay.
Line of interviews. To muscle him.
Oh,
Right?
making the rounds, okay.
I think he's gonna
It looks like me going for lunch, you know.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Who told me that? I guess was it Caroline or was that?
Well, it's gonna be a surrogate. I've yet to see Biden and how.
You're with Reuters? Obviously.
Yes.
Which bureau do you work out of? Do you know Kia? Yeah, okay.
Did we go to the
Color
Detroit
Christopher
show
King.
after the Dieselgate scene?
Where do you know her from?
You know, I met her at a convention for the National
First time.
Association of Black Journalists.
They accepted him like a rapper.
Here's the funny thing. I used to work in your building
Really?
many decades ago. Yeah, back when I
to the
DC reported. 1333
Yeah,
8th Street. Yeah, Abby Phillip. I can't believe I remember that.
Oh, where are you
They
now?
said, tell the
I'm here in Iowa.
Yeah.
He has 3 hours and everybody will get a one-on-one interview
Yeah.
for 5 questions.
Yeah.
And everybody calmed down and they promised you stop the police.
Yeah. And they're just
And they said, you know,
yeah.
civilized, easy thing. We were early because we all did it.
Yeah.
But even the accent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Klobuchar?
No, but over than that, there's people coming through the curtain.
I mean,
If I don't get Warren or Sanders, I'm done. No. We're going to get our sound from the debate.
I hope she comes out though.
I really sincerely, it won't benefit her.
Yeah.
You know, both she and Sanders stepped in it with their responses. Sorry.
It's fine if you can tell. Just she was pointing at right at you. We can interview you.
Yeah. Both she and Sanders stepped in their responses. And then they took a backtrack, and it just doesn't benefit either one of them to really address the issue more. You have that authoritative look like you're in law enforcement. Was that? Now you look like law enforcement. You look too stern.
In a good way.
In a good way, yes. See, I was trying to break my IMB. I tried to look like I'm, you know, what are you guys? I'm like, look, I'm bald. I got my earpiece.
Where's Tyra?
You don't have the muscles, man.
At the second one over, like under the word, under the E in debate. I mean, we could get in place.
See, look at that.
He's gonna talk.
Be the future, be
I don't
spaceball.
know if
you had
he's
any
coming
idea.
on. That's
You've got to go harder than that.
What's that?
You've got to go harder.
My friend,
I think he's
few
gonna
people
be
did go
easier to get.
harder than
I think so too. I just hope he doesn't leave. That's
Oh, I'm sure I never even go to the gym. So.
I mean, unless I
He
take
has
my
to come back to
cell
here to leave, really.
This
unless
is
he
about
jumps
interesting
the-
point.
he could-
So unless I take my cell phone. Unless I take my cell phone.
Oh.
But then you'll have to be here.
So I can dip close enough generally. We just flip the mic to input 2. Right? Yeah. That's what I did for the other.
To get sound.
Yeah, just dip it in there just so it has.
Okay, they're uninstalling their cable, it looks like.
you go. All right. Did you do enough to win? Something to? Did you get the boost you? Just
You what?
say just if she see her, just say like, did you get the boost you wanted? Or just something real short, nothing more than 3 seconds, because otherwise it's.
How do you rank your performance?
What?
How do you rank your performance?
No, he didn't. He came straight out and came over here.
Can you beat Donald Trump?
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, but they'll generally stop.
Yeah.
You're still talking here.
The crowd's not as big around him.
Yeah.
It was freezing. Not anymore.
From the radiation.
Yeah.
Not even on.
Have you been to Ovation?
Sorry?
You've been to Ovation?
I have actually. I went to that last time I was here.
We went Rochester.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw you here last time, like 4 years ago or something.
I was definitely here.
Yeah, for the
Did I know you
actual
4 years ago?
caucuses. Yeah, just as the enemy. No, you haven't brought me into
Are
the
you
fold
going to,
yet.
Are you going to Gorman's then?
I'm definitely gonna try. Yeah.
Well, now that as long as my flight's not late.
Bill actually called me up today and we had a chat as well. Yeah.
Bill?
Yeah, he called me up to come, man.
Walls forming around him. And he's going to be out for a little.
Yeah, he's sitting on nice and straight. Everyone's getting ready.
Oh, they're right.
Yeah, putting earpieces in.
On her?
No, like McCullough. McCullough just put his earpiece in and stuff. Oh, you're talking about over there?
Yeah.
I think here, man. It's got to come back through here, so.
That's perfect.
Sorry?
You had the perfect shot to
Yeah.
grab him.
Yes, Pete, he almost stopped as well. He almost stopped. Sorry? Yes, that's the bad stuff on here.
Did he?
Yeah, no, he didn't. Like bad stuff.
Oh, he's moving.
Look at Steyer. Oh, he's moving on the move again.
Out live on RLS.
Tomorrow, class is taking this?
Yeah.
See what you're doing.
Hmm?
Yeah. Too much. Yeah.
Oh, you?
Yes, I have. I've met your one, but not your one. Sorry. Yeah, that was okay. Yeah. Oh, so I was right.
Thank you too.
You guys, we're done. All right, well, I'll give it 10 more minutes to sleep. Yeah. I'm not counting on it.
We can walk around.
This is our what? Ooh, our. Do they have finishes?
Then I can go back out.
They are.
That's you.
Yeah, I tried with those. Like that one, I think is the one we have. Or like similar models.
Yeah. Play your own face. Got it.
Yeah.
Let me do it. I shot him.
California for 35 years. It has been welcoming immigrants to San Francisco since 1893. So I have given over $1 million basically to welcome immigrants basically from Mexico and Central America to San Francisco for 35 years without asking about documentation. I've spent over $3 million of my own money hiring lawyers to represent undocumented.
Like today?
Yes.
But from the grassroots party activism.
Easier to film.
think Steyer has done with Fox News?
All right, thanks.
And we're like, I get phone calls. It's like we're going out. It's like, oh, let's get a drink after. No, I need to take off.
All right, I'm excited to see this happen. Am I in your way?
You'll be all right.
Or will I be elbowed in the body?
I can't promise anything. I'm calling you. Eyes on you. Yep. People are. I wouldn't. Please, dear Pete. So we're not like a dummy. What is that? What is that? I have people.
And it's all about military policy. But if you actually look about what America has to do in terms of coordinating with our traditional allies, being value-driven, and understanding what goes on in the real world in a different way of thinking about it, I'm the person who has that experience. And Paul, what I said on the stage was this. This is about judgment. The two people who I think have had the best judgment were a state senator from Illinois with no experience who went against the Washington establishment in the Iraq War, Barack Obama, and was right, and an African-American congresswoman from Oakland, California, Barbara Lee, who went against the Washington establishment when every single other person voted, and she was right. So when you say to me, we really need to go back to the experience that Washington has brought us, I would say, actually, I think we need something new here, Paul.
Tom, it was a good chance for you to talk policy tonight.
He warns us to Sanders.
Nobody knows where we're going.
Come on. Stop.
One question for German TV.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
No, yeah.
There you are. Nothing. He's inside.
Just in the floor, on the floor, yeah?
He's still on the floor.
He's going to interview.
They generally don't come. And you know what? Where did he go?
This is basically, yeah,
Where they currently are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Leader.
All right. You guys ready? Yep. Okay, follow these guys.
Oh, I felt good about it.
Did you hear any of the conversation between Senator
I had my own conversation.
Who did you have a conversation with?
Everyone. I get along with everyone up there. Okay.
that work?
Thank you.
The same thing.
Hi, Carly.
Jesse, I should just stand this way because I'm going to be, you know. Where's Matt? Put him here.
You hear the show? Okay, volume's okay?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
Let me put this to your waist just so you're not dragging.
You can hear me. She's on with
Oh, there is no waist.
Matthews on MSNBC.
No waist. I'm going to set it on the ground next to you. Okay?
So I don't, yeah. Stand by. Is that? Hopefully.
How are you? Anyone else?
Yeah.
No way.
I'll be missing someone.
Okay, great. Yep, bye.
Got it. What? Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
Easter.
Sorry. Thank you so much. Oops.
Senator, you know, I think you may be the first Democrat I've ever heard go up on a stage to argue the case for fiscal responsibility. You talked about deficits and national debt, and we got to be reasonable and try to bring those numbers down. Where's the votes in the Democratic Party?
Look, I'm someone that tells the truth, and one of the problems with my friends' proposals, Senator Warren and Senator Sanders, is that they really are not going to be able to pay for it. And I think we've got to make that case. In addition to that, you've had a president that has run up the debt after Bill Clinton brought it down, or at least brought the deficit down, and Barack Obama, despite inheriting a recession, saw it go down during his time, the deficit. But what does this president do? He just makes things worse. So I think in a general election, it's going to be the case. The difference between a plan and a pipe dream is with a plan, you can show how you're going to pay for it, and you can actually get it done. And that was the other point I was making today, is that I know they don't have the votes even among Democrats in the Senate. So I really wanted to move on and have a discussion about things like long-term care and addiction and mental health and what we should do about pharmaceuticals, and we did have that discussion.
Can you get voters in a caucus in February to think about the sort of long-term fiscal consequences? Because two of your opponents, Senator Sanders and Senator Warren, have offered up a plethora of benefits of college, prescription drugs, general health care, so many things paid for, child care, all paid for out of it. In the case of Warren, it's very rich people. They're all going to pay, the rich are going to pay for everything. Do you think the voters buy that?
I think that the richer should pay more. I was against the Republican tax bill. I think some of her pay-fors, especially the one when it comes to health care, where she thinks she's going to get, and I've always believed in quality indexes. I put that in the Affordable Care Act and making it easier to have people get better health care for less money. But the way she has done this for delivery system reform, it is so much money it would cut right into our rural hospitals. I wasn't able to make that case today with all the people on the stage, but there's some serious problems with how she's paying for things and the repercussions that it will have. My plans are much more straightforward. Pay for that I think we can get done. Repealing parts of that Republican Republican tax bill where they brought the corporate rate down to 21%. Doing something about the hedge fund loophole. No one likes that. You name it. Taking the capital gains rate. We've been talking about this for a long time, bringing it closer to the personal rate.
I'm trying to put two ideas together in this debate. One is this question raised by some people
on the back of the TV?
What? No, we don't. Here we are. Four sources said that Bernie said that a woman can't win. And I also put into my head the idea, I've never heard anybody say that we're going to have a Democratic ticket this year with two men. Yeah. There's an assumption that there needs to be gender recognition. There has to be. So, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. These are two different ideas. How do you coalesce?
Exactly. And I was not in that room with those two. But I've been the one making the case from the beginning that a woman can win. Nancy Pelosi basically beats Donald Trump every single day. And there's no reason to think a woman can't win. But what I want to do...
Do you think it's possible the Democrats would run an all-male ticket?
No.
See, that's my question. So you're answering it wonderfully put. No.
I just don't think so. I think that the women of this country would say that's it. We know Hillary Clinton got more votes than Donald Trump. We know that there have been women winning in tough districts all over the country. And the case I wasn't able to make on the debate stage as much as I would have liked is that I'm the one that has the receipts. I'm the one that has won in those red districts where Donald Trump won. There are 31 counties in this state where we're standing right now that Barack Obama won, but then went to Donald Trump. I can win those counties.
And your state was very much on the edge. He won your state in Minnesota by about 1.5 points.
And then I came roaring back, and all the latest polls show, at least in the state where they know me best, I win it because I have with men.
You're undefeated. You're like LSU.
But the point is that it is, yes, you want a woman, because it's great to have a woman president, but that's not why I'm asking people to vote for me. I'm asking people to vote for me because one, I can win, and two, I can get things done. I've passed over 100 bills. You can see all the information at amyklobuchar.com and join our effort.
And I've seen you with crowds, and you're great.
Thank you.
Especially 200 people. That's awesome. Thank you.
John, she's rapping.
I know.
You ready here?
Hey.
Our team is right there. They're going to...
No,
Why do you want people to listen?
Folks, we gotta get it right over to one more interview and then we'll
get off there.
There you go. You are clear with us.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry, guys. I want them to vote for me because I want to win, and I bring people with me every time I run. I don't shut them out. I bring them with me.
She answered your question.
Yeah. It's not pretty, but it's there. Like I stuck his mic towards the end of it.
So anyway,
To allow all the presidents them to come and testify. He has been correct. We're only asking for 4 to come and testify. That is wrong. And as I said today, if the Republicans want to give him a crown and a scepter and make him king, then that's what they should do. Be honest with it instead of hiding behind those witnesses. They should be allowed to testify.
Hey, we're not being off the trail. Can't get there. I get the very I get the like flip it away. Time I got there.
No, we're good.
Any comment on Brexit, Mr. Mayor?
No, but we're going through.
Hey, Pete, why are you coming to Iowa? It's your first time in the spin room.
Guys, take a
Hi, Justin. Yeah,
I mean, definitely not me.
it's me. He's doing hardball.
Look at he's clearing out now. Look at him.
You have an AirPod in your ear like you're some sort of security guard? That will go home.
Yeah. Joel's going to give you the headline.
Continues to refuse to try to Yeah, sure.
Our troops, where every once in a while, under some sort of manifesto we got back in 2001 after 9/11.
Yeah,
Nobody
in this country, Congress is supposed to have the power. And what we've seen over the years is less and less involvement of the American people through the American Congress in these decisions. Look, that authorization is supposed to deal with 9/11. We have troops all around the world based on that legal authority. It's why we need to repeal and replace that authorization. And when we're contemplating war with Iran, or rather confronting the possibility of a war with Iran that might not even be stoppable if events escalate or get out of hand. All the more reason why it's important for Congress to play a role.
When has a president shown the willingness to recognize the prerogatives of the first branch of the first article of the Constitution of Congress? Presidents grab power, they don't yield power.
There's a long history of presidents not showing a lot of deference to Congress, but there's also a recent history of, absolutely, because the American people need to be part of this conversation. It's something I understand and feel passionately about on a personal level, because I was the subject of one of those orders sending people into war when I found myself deployed. And right now, it doesn't feel like the American people are at the table, even via Congress, for these conversations. The other thing about this is that Congress is supposed to be that gang of eight the president's supposed to consult with on these big decisions, even before we get to the kinds of authorizations that require. That's supposed to be one of those examples of where politics stops at the water's edge, the idea of a bipartisan consultation. And we're just not seeing it today, and I think it makes the world a more dangerous place and our troops more vulnerable to be sent into conflicts that could be avoided.
Growing up, I wondered at what point would the head of the Soviet Union, whether his party chairman or whatever title he had, the boss over there, when was he no longer able to just kill somebody if he felt like it? We have a president who just said a couple days ago, I can kill a general from another country. for any reason I come up with. That's what Trump just said the other day. I don't have to give a reason. It doesn't have to be an imminent attack. It doesn't have to be anything. I can just decide to kill.
This president has made it very clear that he thinks anything he does is legal because he did it, and it's just not true. But he needs to be constrained by the courts, he needs to be constrained by Congress, and in 2020, he's going to be constrained by the American people. What the reality is, there are limits to how much ordinary Americans feel like they can do about this president doing whatever he wants, from corrupt and unlawful behavior and abuses of power to what he's doing at the policy level. But no matter what happens on the floor of the Senate in these next few days, in these next few months, it's up to us. The reason that we've built out this campaign with a view to the future, the reason that we're urging right now more people to go to PeteForAmerica.com, become part of this campaign that we're putting together, is that we can be the answer to what Congress and the courts have not been able
Let's
to
talk
do
about
yet.
that we. You were on the stage tonight with 3 guys, or 2 guys and 1 woman, all in their 70s. When's your birthday?
It's about a week from now. Yeah.
You'll be 38.
That's right.
Well, how does that feel? Because you're talking today about future threats to the country, cyber threats, things that most people can't even understand that face our. You're talking about future that's going to affect your life if you live a normal lifespan, 30, 40 years.
God willing, yeah. I mean,
Well,
look,
yeah.
all of this is
and you're
personal.
talking to people who are in their 70s and late 70s. Talk about that, because you haven't done that yet.
Well, look, when we talk about, for example, the question of whether we will move past fossil fuels before it's too late, I expect to be alive to deal with the consequences of whether we got it right or wrong. And then there's this kid I met the other day who kind of takes it to the next level. He stood up at this event, he told me, I'm going to be 92 in the year 2100. And it was amazing, as somebody who hopes to be here in 2050 to see how much progress we've made, to also think about how he's going to look back in his retirement, in his old age, at what we did right now. Look, they're telling us about all these different deadlines, right? There's a scientific deadline, for example, of about 2030. That means the real deadline is now. It's 2020, because if we don't have a president in office, ASAP, who believes in climate science, then we're never going to get to the goals we have to. So whether it's that, whether it's fiscal responsibility, one of the reasons I think my party really needs to get comfortable owning issues of deficits and the debt is because the longer you're planning to be here, the more likely your generation is to be stuck with the consequences of some of these financial time bombs that this president and his congressional GOP enablers are only too happy to set up. Whether we're talking about gun violence, whether we're talking about the economy, there's a very personal stake for me, for my generation, and for those who are coming next in getting this right.
What's your stake in Iowa? It's 3 weeks from yesterday. The numbers are bubbling up and down. There's some vibration to them. You're up, you're down. Where do you think, is it still the case that the Democrat who wins in Iowa, in all probability, will be the nominee? That has been the pattern.
Well, I'll leave it to the pundits on exactly what to make of it.
I think if you win in Iowa,
I'll leave it
matters.
to pros like you to get into the ups and downs. But you're right, Iowa's extremely important. It's extremely important for our campaign because it's the first opportunity to actually demonstrate that you can win, that you can succeed. And there's a lot of tell. That's when it turns into show versus
You're the best ground game right now.
I think we do. We got phenomenal organizers, volunteers, not just the number of
the
them,
best.
The
You have the best. You have a better one than anybody else.
I think we got the best ground game in the state.
That's what I'm looking at.
And it's not only when you meet these organizers and volunteers, it's not just how many of them there are and the resources. It's the approach that they take. They're really living out the values of this campaign, and I think that pays off because so much of this, of course, is being able to engage at that human, one-on-one level with caucus goers who, even now, are still making up their minds.
I still tell people that when I ask you a question, I got the feel you got the question 2 weeks ago. Good answers. Thank you very much, Pete. Back to you, Brian.
Still mic.
Thank you, Mayor Pete. I got back to Vietnam.
Mayor Buttigieg, thanks for doing this. Good to see you again. Okay, wonderful. So but first of all, 1 out of 6 tonight. How'd it go?
I thought it was a really healthy debate and an opportunity to lay out clear contrast, respectful, substantive, but important differences. Look, we have the same values, but we have very different approaches. And mine is focused on the future and how we can turn the page, not relitigating old fights, but making sure in order to win and in order to govern, that I'm demonstrating how to move this country forward in the era that's going to begin the day the Donald Trump presidency ends.
Did you feel like you had an edge or an advantage when the talk shifted to potential military action in the Middle East as the only person on the stage who has served there?
Well, certainly I have a different perspective as somebody who has been employed, as somebody who served, and who was thinking about and has been in touch with the people I served with who are directly impacted by these decisions that are being made. And part of what I have to offer is bringing that perspective in the situation at a time when we have seen steps taking us once again to the brink of war. Somebody who will never hesitate to do whatever it takes to keep the Americans safe, but also will never ask service members to go into harm's way if there's an alternative.
Do you get a sense from people that you talk to, you're always taking questions at your events, that there is more of an interest in Iran or in what's happening overseas as opposed to maybe a couple months ago?
Yeah, absolutely. When we're on the campaign trail, whether it's here in Iowa or other parts of the country, it's on people's minds because we've come, I think, largely to an agreement as a country that we've got to end endless war. And all of a sudden, it feels like there's a potential new one opening up. People are worried, especially people who have loved ones in the military or as civilians in the Middle East, but really everybody wondering what this means for American safety, for American security, and for our future. So it's something that we're hearing about every day on the trail, and I will continue to speak to my plan for how to keep America safe and the perspective that I bring.
And it sounds like starting next week, the senators that are running for the nomination also are going to be stuck in Washington, D.C. as silent jurors in the impeachment trial. Does that affect your strategy at all? Because you might have the trail to yourself some days.
Our strategy really doesn't change because my values haven't changed, and my message revolves around the values that I believe we share as Americans, our commitment to freedom, our belief in democracy, but why I believe those take us in a very specific direction when it comes to things like making sure everybody has health care, because you're not free if you don't have it, making sure people get paid more, because that's impacting our ability to to thrive in this economy, and we're going to continue talking about the things we think are going to make the biggest difference.
Do you think it helps you?
I'll leave it to the pundits. What I know is that what helps me most is to be out there and to make sure that we continue driving this message. And we've got fantastic organizers, fantastic volunteers who are across this state and all the early states. Of course, the other thing that helps me is for people who are moved by our message to go to PeteForAmerica.com and to support this campaign and get even more involved.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I'll see you soon.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Guys.
Oh, that's you. Watch your step, Dad. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Do you blame Trump for the down airliner at all? Do you blame Trump for the Ukrainian airliner? Are you going to take a question in this?
Mayor, how vital is Iowa to your path right now? And how much do you value
Are you going to take a
Iowa?
question in the spin room,
Mayor?
We are
Chris.
Vice President Biden's climate bill in 1986 was effective.
Thanks for
coming.
In a way that she does. Hey, Kevin.
Start coming back?
Yeah.
All right. We can try it again. Oh. Let's take a couple questions and then. He can. I think he's bugging me. Can you beat Trump? Excuse us.
How do you feel about the president?
The president doesn't know me, and I always take his treats with a huge laugh because he's entertaining. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So can you beat Trump?
Look, Mr. Trump is a fake. He's running on the economy, and he's terrible on the economy for the American people. I can beat him because I can expose him as a fake and a failure, which is what he is. He was a businessman on a reality TV show. Reality TV is not reality.
Mr. Steyer, aren't you worried that by talking Trump?
Sorry, I don't want to poke you in the eye.
But he's not answering. Well, the only thing we know is Warren.
Well, you always wear the same tie.
He's got the same tie. Huh? Huh? Wait, can we get Klobuchar again? Has she left?
Wait. Let's talk to him again.
He looked directly at you.
Can you
I asked him as well.
No, I know,
yeah.
but I was just like right in his face.
Yeah. I think we both kind of asked the same, and I think he heard, yeah.
He's like, oh, it's okay.
Tom is ready. Klobuchar is still here.
She's still there?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
let's check her
try.
out.
Sorry, guys.
Let me see if I can get. Oh, she heading out?
No.
Yeah, and I wanted to get asked it. You know what I wanted to answer was, first of all, I'm proud of the African American endorsements that I have, including Ruth Ann Gaines, who is the first African American legislator here in the state of Iowa to endorse, and she endorsed me. The mayor of St. Paul, Minnesota, Melvin Carter, proud to have his endorsement, as well as many other leaders in the African American community. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King's birthday, his actual birthday, and he once said that we are tied in a single garment of destiny, that what affects one person directly affects all of us indirectly. And to me that means equal opportunity. It means investing in our schools and investing in impoverished areas and getting my plan done that would rid us of poverty with our kids in a generation, reduce it in half by 10 years. The other thing, I've been the leader on voting. None of this is going to get done if African Americans can't vote. And for too long, African American women have been literally shouldering a lot of our victories for the Democratic Party. I think they need some friends. I think we need to build a bigger coalition and bring with us independents, moderate Republicans, people who have had it with this president. If we do that, we're going to be able to move on things like voting rights, like finally upping our efforts on hate crimes, which have gone out of control. So that's what I wanted to say, and I wasn't asked the question, so thank you for asking.
On stage, so you got more than first group. The DNC doesn't listen to them.
It wasn't great. It was most of it.
It's an outrage. I think we should stick with the proceedings. I think that access they have at any other time. They just don't want to have their members interviewed. Well, so what? We get interviewed about everything all the time. Why would they change it now? It's wrong. I'm the daughter of a reporter. I'm a big believer in the First Amendment, and they should not have put those restrictions in place. I've made the case in the last few weeks. I actually wanted to expand access. I wanted to have laptops in the gallery so it's easier for reporters to file their stories. Well, of course, I got tubed on that, but now they've made it even worse. And the last time they tried this, when Senator Shelby headed up the Rules Committee, I took it on and won. So I will just continue to make the case. The trial in all of its glory does not begin until, I think, next week, as it looks now. So I will continue to push for more access for the press. And that's what I will do as president.
How are you competent to be president?
Just remind me that really
I talked about it.
I'm jealous that he got the feet
That was a big deal. She spent a lot of time with them too.
I can hear why I can never tell you, but it was about the Senate impeachment next week and blah, blah, blah. So more than we will ever get.
So let's see what's next.
what if someone's recording that and taking it?
That's fine. I'm filming it. It's my camera filming here. I just got great. I got that on video. There's nothing here that says you can't. It's different.
About it, and it's just very tread water a little bit.
You know how to do it. I'm gonna push the button to push it up.
Should we try once more with Klobuchar? I feel like he's standing there. Do we? We just have one of our saying.
Walking by saying, we got like 3 short ones, we have 2 there.
Okay. I mean, Abby, you.
Some parts, of the soundbite.
You got something on Castro?
Something.
I have one more. Just have 2. Tom Steyer.
Yeah. What? We got more than we're ever going to get from him. That's the first time we got like 2 seconds on the board.
I think we can get in there.
We have, I think we have. Go home.
That's it then, right? This is it.
Yeah. Not yet. Here.
Oh, yes, I made a statement on that I think that they should be able to protest in any country. We should allow for peaceful protest, including in Iran.
In your last minute for someone.
No, I haven't yet.
You didn't.
I'm going to be learning about that tonight at midnight. What I did find out about it was the access to press limitation issue, because my position is ranking on the Rules Committee, and I strongly oppose that. I don't know why we wouldn't have the exact same access like we have every single day in the Capitol.
If Republicans insist on having a subpoena for Joe Biden or Hunter Biden to testify as part of the impeachment trial, should you be willing to go along with that in order to get the witnesses that you want on your own end?
Again, all this is being negotiated, but I will point out the witnesses that are most relevant are the witnesses that actually knew what the president did. You've got Bolton, who says he wants to testify, who is a gatekeeper, who told his staff to go see a lawyer after they met with the president. You've got Mick Mulvaney, who is the one that made the decision to hold back the aid to Ukraine. You've got Mr. Duffy, who actually has smoking gun emails saying, oh, withhold, I'm paraphrasing now, but basically hold back the aid because of the direction from POTUS. Come on, these are relevant witnesses that haven't been allowed to testify, in addition to Mr. Blair. So if that's only 4 people we're asking for, and if Donald Trump claims that they are going to exonerate him, then what is he afraid of? Why doesn't he allow them to come and testify?
But again, if the cost, that's fine.
Are you worried that by talking Trump so much tonight you give him free airtime, and as it happened in 2016?
No, and now when I said he told 15,000 lies, I don't think that's good free airtime.
Thank you.
She's with Peter. She's with Peter. We're good.
これ打ち止めっぽいですよね。
Right.
All right, thank you. So I hear you guys are coming to the Marriott. Yes. All right. There. Yes.
They went fifth. Did you get whatever she was saying?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, now she turned around and walked back towards the back of her head. She talked about trying to very profile, and eventually she started looking.
Okay, but I had my mic right next to her.
You had it behind her, which is still fine. I mean, I can hear it. It's not, so yeah, no, I mean you did what you could do. Yeah, she was very profile. When she started like the parts like she realizing there's other things to do. Some really bike lights. We need to call him.
What'd you do today at 5? I was out of the time.
Just call them? Okay.
Hi. So, I've been taking it down. Next week they're off. Okay.
But yeah, I
I know.
For cats, for sure, but not for audience.
Really?
Yeah. And we want our market share. That's quite good. Oh, we should 3 for all. Yeah, absolutely.
Are they coming down there?